Welcome back, everybody, to our Midwestern Dynasty, where we are off to a 2-0 start with wins over NC State and Baylor. Today, we are going to take on the Air Force Falcons, who are 1-1. They just beat a Big 12 team last week in the Arizona Wildcats. The main thing to know about Air Force is that they have 14 of our former players. Their starting quarterback, Jordan Jones. Top two wide receivers, Xavier Speed and Lamar Lake. Best guard, Darrell Lamar. Best overall player, defensive end, Vai Asiasi. Top two defensive tackles, Emmanuel Blunt and Mike Wolf. Starting safety, Keyshawn Dearth. Their punter is Craig Kaser. They also have linebacker Marvin Johnson, corner Juan Leverett, safety Mike Ezeki, backup kicker CJ Klein, and backup punter Elliot Redmond. So a ton of familiar faces on the other side. And they want to get revenge for us, tell them to go play somewhere else. Should be an interesting game. We'll see what ends up happening. Air Force starting the game out of their classic flexbone look. It's a run. Of course it's a run. They would like to run the ball on every single down if they could. Gain is 7 for the 5'9", 170-pound senior running back Josh Godwin. Martin Book, the fullback for the Falcons, gets the first down on 3rd and 3. This will likely be the most we see a fullback get the ball all year long against our defense, as Davion Career is going to pick up career sack number 1, bringing down Jordan Jones. Santiago Martino a bit shaken up at the end of the play. Looks like he should be all right, though. Jones on 3rd down is going to check it down in the right flat to Martin Book, who's brought down by George Nadi right away. So the Falcons will begin the game with a punt on the opening drive of the game from their own 42. Midwestern running it right side with Von Clifton, who's up near midfield. It's going to be a holding call wiping this play out, though, on our right tackle, Titus Hardman. Now it's 3rd and 23. Need a big play. Ham is going to put it up deep down the field for Devin Gentry, who's wide open. A gust of wind must have caught that ball. It wasn't even close to being in bounds. So Midwestern is going to go 3 and out with their first possession of the game. Davion Career making another play in the backfield, getting a TFL against Jordan Jones. 3rd down. Jones against a 4-man rush. Fires left side, and Xavier Speed will make a catch against his old team. Picking up 14 yards and a first down. Just across midfield. There goes their fullback, Martin Book, right up the middle. A gain of 15 for the junior fullback. 3rd and 12 with under a minute to go in the first. Jordan Jones is going to step up with room to run, and he's going to break a tackle right at the first down marker and get the first down. He does eventually slide down at the 15. Bit of a letdown there by the Midwestern defense. No letdown on this play, as Dion Gage is going to make a tackle in the backfield. Already his 4th tackle of just the first quarter. Here we are in the second quarter. Air Force trying to take the lead against number 1 Midwestern. Jones to the end zone is nearly intercepted. Gordon Sheed had an opportunity to pick 6 that one had he brought it in, but he drops it. And that'll give Air Force a second chance, and they will do nothing with that second chance. Thomas Mintz is going to get the sack. He was somehow unblocked on the play. Probably not a good decision to not block him. Should block him. Out comes Dante Gainwell for a 38-yard try. And his kick is up and through. So the Falcons, they will take the lead over number 1 Midwestern, but just a 3-point lead. See if the Horned Owls can do a bit better on their second drive of the game. It's a catch down the field for Jaden Berry, who's out of bounds up past the 35, but it's going to be another holding call to start our second drive as well. So we have started out our first 2 drives of the holding call on the first play. Not ideal. A screen of Von Clifton, another flag on this play, as Clifton is up near the 30. This time the penalty is going to go against Air Force, though. A roughing the passer call on Mike Wolf, the ex-Horned Owl. How about the 42, where the Horned Owls began their first drive of the game. Earl Helm left side is up across midfield and shoved it about just inches shy of a first down. On the plus side of the 50, pick Devon Clifton. Ham right side for Mines, and he'll bring it in against the ex-Horned Owl. That was Marvin Johnson in coverage. Now at the 31-yard line, pick Devon Clifton. Ham running around back there. He's going to set his feet, go down the field to Dylan Washington. And he's up to the 9-yard line with a gain of 22. Senior wide receiver getting open for Jesse Ham down the field. The counter give to Von Clifton, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Vi Asiasi, his ex-teammate of just a year. 3rd and goal from the 5. And feeling pressure up the middle, and he's going to be hit as he let it go. They'll call the pass incomplete. So it'll be 4th and goal at the 5. And it looks like Midwestern is going to send out Jason Ups for a 22-yard try. His kick is wide right. He's going to blow it. You've got to be kidding me. That was a chip shot. How do you miss that? Air Force, they will maintain this 3-0 lead in the second quarter thanks to a choke job by the junior kicker, Jason Ops. The Horned Owls defense is going to get a stop and get the ball right back to the Midwestern offense. Brian Smoker unable to do anything after making the catch. Midwestern, with under 2 minutes to go in the half, is facing 1st and 21. And is going to squeeze it into a tight window for the redshirt senior wide receiver Roberto Suarez, who is up to midfield. They'll stick with the empty look. Am scanning and stepping up, going underneath to Dylan Washington, who is able to pick up another first down on his second catch of the game. Later on the drive at the Air Force 26, Am is going to go underneath again, this time to Devin Gentry, who has a first down up at the 15. Midwestern has 2 timeouts, but they're not going to use either of them. And time is becoming a factor late in the half. About 10 seconds to go. Ham left side, hits Earl Helm, and he's inside the 5. Down at 3, and now Midwestern will use a timeout. With under 10 seconds to go, you got to be quick. Ham to the end zone. It is hung on to by Marco Mines. He was able to firmly grasp it in the end zone for his first career touchdown, and it's an important one because it puts Midwestern up at halftime 7-3. So a great job there to not panic despite the clock becoming a factor late in the half. And the Horned Owls are on offense here to begin the second half, so a chance for them to extend this lead. A first down picked up again by Dylan Washington. Fake to Von Clifton, and with pressure on him, lobs it right side and drops it in perfectly to Marco Mines. You're not going to see many better throws than that, especially in the rain out of a sophomore quarterback in college. An absolute beautiful throw to Marco Mines, who's putting together a good game. Jamie Quinton, the other tight end that we have that plays quite a bit, tees up to the 19 on the catch, so he puts us in the red zone with under 8 minutes to go in the third. So the Horned Owls putting together a long drive to begin the third quarter. Von Clifton on the check down nearly houses it. He at least makes it goal to go for Midwestern as he's up to the 3-yard line. He'll stay in the game at running back on 1st and goal. It's a give to him, and Clifton is going to be able to take this one into the end zone. And that'll put the Horned Owls up by 2 scores in the third quarter. That is the 3rd touchdown of the season for Von Clifton, and he makes it 14-3. The Air Force offense playing from behind. That is not something they want to do very often or at all. Martin Book up the middle. He's got a first down up at midfield. Now to shotgun on 1st and 15. Jones throwing left side and connecting with Xavier Speed. And he speeds across midfield to the 40 of the Horned Owls. 3rd and 10 at the 39. Jones, quick right side, and it's going to be caught by Lamar Lake, the other former Horned Owl wide receiver on this Falcons roster. Not a first down, it'll be 4th and 4. Out comes Dante Gainwell for a 50-yard try. His kick is up, and it's going to clang off the upright. It is no good. So each kicker has now missed a field goal. That one a bit more difficult than the 22-yarder that Jason Ops missed. And now the Air Force Falcons have to get a stop because Midwestern is near midfield with a 2-score lead. And another great throw down the field here by Jesse Am. It's going to be caught by Marco Mines again. Am just delivering strike after strike in the rain. He started out a bit shaky, but has picked up his play. He's going to be hit from behind on 3rd and 7, and the pass will be incomplete. Midwestern could attempt a 47-yard field goal with Jason Ops, but they're going to pass. That would tie a career long. Probably not a good idea in the rain, especially coming off a miss. Ham left side is nearly intercepted by Keyshawn Dearth. The ex-Midwestern Horned Owl had a chance to pick six that one. We have seen a few dropped interceptions that could have been pick sixes. Air Force does force a turnover on downs, and it is still a 2-score game. They run up the middle with their fullback, Martin Book, who's putting together a really solid game. After the gain of 9, a fake to him and a give to their running back. Their top running back, Josh Godwin, gets the first down, and he's down at midfield. 3rd and 7. Jones with time. He's going deep into double coverage, and he's intercepted. Deontay Bland, his old teammate, gets him. He's going to return it to the 30, his first pick of the year and 7th of his career. Air Force, they have put themselves in a difficult spot. They no longer have possession. They're down 2 scores with 4 minutes to go in the 4th. They need this ball right back, and they will get it right back. Jesse Ham is going to throw an interception of his own. He throws it over the middle to Pat Fowler. At Air Force, they have life again. An ill-advised decision there by Ham. He should have just ate it and took the sack, but he makes a big mistake. We'll see if Air Force can make him pay. A sack from Mintz and Gage is going to knock the Falcons back to the Horned Owls 45. Third down. Jones, right side for Lake. It is off his hands, incomplete. He wants a flag, but there is no penalty coming. It'll be 4th and 14. Who do you go to here for your Air Force? Speed or Lake? One of those two, I'd assume. No, it's a throw underneath the smoker, and he drops it. Or it got knocked out by Deontay Bland, who makes another great play. And Air Force, they will turn the ball over on down, so they cannot take advantage of the mistake by Ham. On Clifton left side has a first down across midfield, and he's going to break a tackle going down at the Air Force 37. His stats have taken a big hit today due to holding penalties. With 2 minutes to go in the 4th, Clifton left side bulldozes a defender, and he's going to take it all the way in. That man had a family. That was Keyshawn Dirth, the ex-Horned Owl. But Clifton, he didn't care. Unfortunately, it's going to be wiped off the board due to holding on Matt Davis, the true freshman left tackle. Third down. And figure to give. He's going to be hit as he let it go. The pass is going to be incomplete. Ayasiasi making the big-time clutch play and forcing a punt on 4th down. And he gives Air Force another chance, probably the last one. They have to do something on this drive. It's going to be a sack for Martino. Santiago Martino making that a loss of 7. Back at their own 13. Jones drifting to his right end. He's going to roll into another Santiago Martino sack. All the way back at the 4. Air Force is going to use a timeout and think things over. 4th and 26 at their own 4. They need a miracle. Do they get one? Air Force going deep, and it's off the hands of Shaquem Short, who breaks the pass up. It'll be another turnover on downs, and the Horned Owls defense, they keep up their great play, and they will call ball game. Midwestern, they could kneel it out. They're going to run it, though, and try to run the score up, and they will, but another holding call, and a true freshman is going to wipe out another Von Clifton touchdown. Going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Now it's 2nd to go at the 7 with a minute to go. Clifton left side, he's walking into the end zone with no flags on the play. About time he gets his 2nd touchdown of the game. And we do run things up a little bit, making it 21-3. That will end up being the final score. The reason that we ran the score up a little bit is due to the way that voting works. Inside the top 25, you want to try and put on your best and want to make the score look a little better. Bob Clifton, he is your player of the game. 2 touchdowns, 68 yards on the ground, also had a bunch of yards receiving. How about our defense? Playing in the rain against a team that runs a triple option style of offense, you would say the rain should fit their style of play, and it didn't really matter in this one. Our defense, it dominated from start to finish, giving up 164 total yards and just 3 points. We picked a pass off, forced 2 turnover on downs, sacked Jordan Jones 6 times, and had 13 TFLs. The defense, they were elite. The offense, not so much, mostly because of holding penalties. That really hurt us. We also turned the ball over and turnover on downs as well. We missed a 22-yard field goal. So this was not a clean game out of the offense or special teams, but a win is a win, and that is all that matters in the end. Santiago Martino, he had a huge game, won the National Defensive Player of the Week award, and he's off to a really hot start. 9 TFLs and 5.5 sacks through just 3 games. He is easily on pace to have the best year of his career. Von Clifton has been a star on offense for us. He has now put up at least 100 total yards and a touchdown in every single game that we have played so far this season, if you combine his rushing and receiving stats. And if you also took off those holding calls, his numbers would look a whole lot better. Hopefully that is the case moving forward. We don't get as many holding penalties, and his numbers do get even better. Despite the win, we slip in the rankings down to number 2 behind Nebraska, who beat a top 10 ranked Oklahoma team. We are behind Nebraska in the rankings, but we are not behind them in the recruiting race for Trevor Cleveland or Jeff Hope, the 2 5-star prospects out of the state of Minnesota that we are going after in this recruiting cycle. We have a visit scheduled with each of them in our next game here against Kennesaw State, the Owls, one of our rivals who we have actually not played the last 2 seasons. Kennesaw State, they lead the all-time series 2-1, including a win against us in the Conference USA Championship game. We did win the last meeting 14-9, so a low-scoring defensive struggle. And Kennesaw State, they are 3-0. We are 3-0. So this could end up being a really great game between 2 rivals. We'll see what happens, though. Let's get into it. Midwestern on offense to begin the game. Earl Helm right side will cut up field, getting a block from Von Clifton, and that will be a first down. Only 5 rush attempts on the stat sheet last week for Earl Helm, but him and Von Clifton both had some holding calls that wiped out some runs. A throw on third down almost gets picked off. It was late over the middle from Jesse Ham, and Kennesaw State, they almost made him pay. They do make him pay by forcing a punt on 4th down. The regular Owls of Kennesaw State will begin their day on offense with a swing pass right side to their top fullback, George Efaw, who loses 4 yards. Another TFL for Deion Gage this year. 3rd down. Marco Clapp, the senior quarterback, going deep, and his pass is swatted away by Shaquem Short, who's had a great start to the year, and that'll lead to a punt on 4th down. So each team has had a possession, and each team has gotten a stop. Von Clifton right side, as the Horned Owls start up near midfield, and they're now across it with a good run by Von Clifton, who falls ahead. No Clifton in the game on 3rd down. It'll be Earl Helm up the middle, and he's going to be turned away at the first down marker. It'll be 4th and inches just across midfield. We know that Midwestern believes in their rush attack and their offensive line, so they're going to have to go for it. It's a give to Clifton, and he's got the first down easy, and also a few extra yards as he's up to the 39. Later on the drive at the 25, an empty look from Midwestern. Him underneath is going to connect with Jason Burton, the 6-foot, 172-pound true freshman wide receiver out of Naperville, Illinois, makes his first career catch in college football. Earl Helm, left side, gets a block from Washington, spins by a defender, and fights through 2 more. An electric run by the electric true freshman running back, and he's going to put the Horned Owls up by 7 and get us on the board. His 2nd touchdown of the year, and it was a great one. Kennesaw State looking to tie this game back up. Marco Clapp moving to his left, and he's going down. A sack for LaMichael Edmonds and Kevin Campanaro. It'll be a loss of 6. In the shadow of their own end zone, they will run it up the middle with Miles Bethea, and he's going nowhere. Portland Rahman, ready and waiting, will make the tackle. It'll be a loss of 1. And the Horned Owls should have great starting field position unless something crazy happens on the punt. And not really anything crazy. Sammy Thrash returns it to the 37. So the Horned Owls starting near midfield again, this time already across it. Aim off to fake as a man wide open, actually had 2 people wide open. He hits the underneath one in Marco Mines, and Quentin, the one further down the field, helps throw a block to get Mines up to the 11. So Mines, he had that huge game against Air Force, and he's off to a good start in this one, catching some rhythm. And on 3rd down is going to be lit up as he let it go. It'll be incomplete, and bring up 4th down. Jason Opsey missed a 22-yard field goal in the rain last week. The conditions are better today. This is a 28-yard try, and his kick is up and through. So he does redeem himself a little bit, and he makes this a 2-score lead. Now in the 2nd quarter, Kennesaw State looking for their first score of the day. Marco Clapp off his back foot, going deep right side, and it's knocked away. Shaquem Short batting away the underthrow, and that'll be another punt on 4th down for Kennesaw State. The Horned Owls at their own 40. Facing 3rd and 12. Ham right side going deep, and it's going to be brought in by Jason Burton. The Horned Owls take advantage of the leverage the defender had against Burton. They throw it inside. The defender was outside, and he had no chance to defend the pass. On 3rd and 7, up at the 14. Quentin left side making the grab, and he's out of bounds at the 9, 2 yards shy of a first down. So Opsey could come out for a short field goal. Instead, the Horned Owls will leave the offense out there on 4th and 2. Blitz on the way. Ham underneath is going to hit Jason Burton again on an important down, and he comes through again. So the true freshman showing up in clutch spots and making big down plays. On the 4-yard line, Ham rolling out and throwing to the end zone. It's going to be brought in by Dylan Washington. His 37th career touchdown, and he's going to make it 17-0 in the 2nd quarter. So Kennesaw State down by 3 scores and in desperate need of something to go well on offense. Marco Clapp rolling to his right, and there is Santiago Martino setting the edge, getting his 6th and a half sack of the year, keeping up his hot start. Here 4 minutes to go in the half. Play action fake, Clapp near his own goal line. He's going to throw the ball just in time and connect with Miles Bethea, who's up to the 23 to make it 3rd and 2. Out of the pistol formation, it's going to be a run left side, and Deion Gage from the backside is able to chase down the senior running back Miles Bethea, and that'll end up leading to another punt on 4th down. For the Horned Owls defense playing really well again, and the offense doing a whole lot better today than they did against Air Force. Big time play there for Deion Sanders. He's all the way to the 27 of Kennesaw State. Now under 2 minutes to go, about 1:20 to go. It's 4th and 2. Clifton following his blocks, and he's got the first down to keep the drive alive. But Jamie Quinton is going to be called for holding again, and that'll knock us back and make it 4th and 12. Too far to go for it. So out comes Jason Ops for a 46-yard try, just 1 yard short of a career long. And the kick is good. He ends up making it. And the Horned Owls will extend their lead up a little bit. Midwestern on top, 20-0 early in the 3rd. Kennesaw State on offense. Went out for long. Deontay Bland is going to leap up and snatch the ball out of the air to get his 2nd pick of the season. You do have to give a lot of credit to Santiago Martino on that play. He applied some pressure to Marco Clapp and forced him to throw it before he was ready. At the 7, it's goal to go. And with a man open at the goal line in Deion Sanders, it'll be his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. And the Horned Owls will make it 27-0. So this is becoming a blowout at this point. Late in the 3rd, still 27-0. The Horned Owls at the 6. All day back there for Jesse Hammond. Eventually somebody will get open. It is Jaden Berry, the redshirt freshman wide receiver. He'll score his first touchdown in college football. I think he's got a really bright future. Already looks good this year. And that puts us up 34-0. Start the 4th quarter, a backup in the game for Kennesaw State. But you know who doesn't care? Deontay Bland. He's going to pick off Sean Landry, and he's going to take it all the way back for a pick 6. His 2nd pick of the game and 3rd of the year. So the Horned Owls are putting a beat down on the rival regular Owls. Before we just jump to the end of this game, I do want to show this 2-play sequence that showcases how things went with mostly backups and 3rd stringers out there. At quarterback, Andre Ohalete, he would fumble and stumble and bumble his way to not picking the ball up. Von Clifton would have to save the day and keep possession for us. But at the end of all that, there would be a holding call on us, of course, and that would move us back to the 7. So just wanting to get away from our own end zone, I called a screen, and it looks like it's going to work out well. Earl Elm, he gets the catch and gets up to the 15. But another holding call on us, and it would actually be a holding call in the end zone, and that would mean that was a safety. So yeah, things went ugly, and honestly, it was disgusting with what our backups are doing out there. We gave up 23 points unanswered in the 4th quarter. We do get the win, 41-23, but the backups, they played very poor. The starters were great, especially Deontay Bland, who had 2 picks, a pick 6, and is your player of the game. Now, I could have left the starters in the game and tried to pitch a shutout and make this a historic beatdown of one of our rivals. But I thought it would be better to get some backups and younger players into the game. This was our last regular season non-conference game on our schedule. We don't know if we're going to be able to be in a position in Big 12 play to put out a lot of our backups onto the field. So it was kind of now or potentially not at all. So I decided on now. It just didn't go well for the majority of them. There were a few bright spots. Glenn Bredesen had 4 tackles, 2 TFLs, and 2 sacks off the bench. You got to see what Jason Burton was able to do out there. We got some more good play out of Marco Mines, Earl Helm. Jaden Berry found the end zone for the first time in his career. All those guys are freshmen. So I think we got a bright future. Just have some things that we have to work on with a lot of the backups. Trevor Cleveland is the first 5-star commit in Midwestern history. Edge rusher was a slight concern going into next year, but with the addition of Trevor Cleveland, I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. I think he is going to be a starter for us right away as a true freshman. Jeff Hope, he will be joining him. Another 5-star commit out of the state of Minnesota. So the visits, I would say they paid off. He's got a whole lot of talent. We will likely have a few seniors ahead of him on the depth chart, but Jeff Hope, he might just force his way onto the field as a true freshman as well. DeMarco Dragos, the #1 player out of the state of Iowa in this recruiting cycle. He's a big tackle, has a whole lot of strength, is a better run blocker than pass blocker. We don't know the finesse blocking. Either way though, DeMarco Dragos should be a good offensive lineman, eventually, worst case scenario. It might take him a few years. Tyree Winston, another guy that will fit our scheme very well. A lot of strength and is a great run blocker. Don't have the pass blocking at all, so that could be a major problem, but it likely won't be that bad. It should at least be okay. So we're up to 4 commits in this recruiting cycle. Have some more guys that should be joining us soon. We are just behind Nebraska in the top 25 rankings. They barely have a few extra votes than we do, so hopefully we can win a few games and pass them back up. Next up on our schedule, we'll get into more Big 12 action, take on Arizona State and Arizona in our next 2. Should be interesting to take on those 2 Arizona teams in back-to-back games. We'll see how we fare in Big 12 play. Thanks for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one.